it's Kira and welcome back to the Yoga Corner. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a sun salutation flow. The sun salutation sequences are parts of yoga classes that you will come across again and again and again, but in and of themselves they're really great flows. They really challenge the entire body, give you a great stretch, and they are perfect for if you want to get in a good full body yoga session but you don't have loads of time. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. We'll get started standing up today, so make your way over to the top of your mat. And we'll start in our Tadasana, which is our mountain pose. Really focusing on our attention on rooting down through the legs, finding that stable sensation of grounding into the mat. You might find it useful just to play around with shifting your weight through the feet, maybe lifting up all of your toes and then gradually placing them back down so you really find that connection with the feet, really finding that stability on the ground. Once you've found that connection with the mat, think about really bringing your attention upwards, particularly to areas like the shoulders, the neck, and the upper back, places that we often hold a lot of tension, and think about just really giving yourself space and time to settle in before we take any movement, just giving ourselves that time and attention to allow the body to calibrate, to find strength, length, and space. Maybe rolling the shoulders gently back to open up the front of the body. And then I invite you to close the eyes. We'll spend a couple of moments here just focusing on the breath, because as we move through our sun salutations, the breath really guides and roots us through that practice. So with the eyes closed, just take a couple of moments to notice the flow of air moving in and out of your body. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and then sighing it out through the mouth. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling to sigh it out. Blinking the eyes open, coming back into the space, we'll get ready to move into our first sun salutation A. With our next deep breath in, we're going to raise the arms up and overhead. Use this as an opportunity to lengthen and create space all the way to the tips of the fingers. Exhale, bring the hands down towards the heart space, finding that connection as you push the palms together. Inhale, we sweep those hands back up overhead. And this time as we exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips, diving forward into our first forward fold. I invite you to take a bend in the knees here for this first forward fold, really giving the chest space to rest on those legs. And in this first fold, you might like to take hold of opposite elbows and just gently rock it out from left to right, finding your ragdoll position and giving those hamstrings time to open up. Take one more breath there for movement. And then gently slow it down, finding center and releasing the fingertips back down to the earth. With our next inhale, we're going to lift up halfway, hands to shins, nice flat back, allow the gaze to move forwards. Exhale, soften the chest down, forward fold. Plant the hands on the ground. We're going to step both feet back to find our first high plank pose. In your plank, you can always drop the knees down to the ground if that feels more comfortable to you, but wherever you are, you want to stack those shoulders on top of the wrists. Think about pushing the weight through the hands so you can feel those shoulders doming across the back of the body. Take a full deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're all going to lower the knees down to the ground. Release those toes from the mat, and we're keeping the elbows tucked in towards the chest and the ribs as we lower ourselves all the way down. Allow the forehead to come down towards the ground. And then with your next inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders back, lifting the chest, finding our cobra. Keep a bend in the elbows and still think about keeping those elbows tucked into the ribs as you open that chest up. Exhale, soften the chest back down. We tuck the toes and we're going to push through the hands, gently bend through the knees and peel the hips up to the sky for our first downward facing dog. In your first downward dog, you might like to take some movements. Just like in our ragdoll position, you might like to just gently roll around, maybe shifting the weight from one foot to the other, pedaling those legs out. Really just finding any movements that allow you to find a little bit more ease in this posture. There's no right or wrong here. And you might like to gently close the eyes and just really allow your body to tune into how these movements feel rather than what they look like. Take one more breath there for movement, and then gently start to slow it down, coming to find stillness in your downward dog. In your downward dog, it's always fine to take a bend in the knees, because the real aim of this pose isn't to find straight legs, it's to find a nice long spine. So think about looking back towards your legs and gently pushing the weight through the hands so that you guide your chest back to the thighs. You should feel a nice sense of lengthening through the back of the body here, but if you're struggling to feel that sensation, then taking a bend in the knees will help you to find that a little bit more easily. We'll take one more deep breath in here. Exhale by sighing it out through the mouth. Inhale, we look forward to the hands, and we're going to step the feet up to meet the hands at the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale lifts you halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down, forward fold. Then root through the feet. Inhale to sweep the hands up to the sky, lifting tall, find length through the spine. Exhale, hands come to the heart space. Really nice. Pause there between our sun salutations. Give yourself a moment to reconnect with the breath. Taking a full deep breath in and a steady exhale. With our next inhale, we reach the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, we hinge from the hips, folding down, forward fold. Inhale lifts you halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down. We plant the hands and step it back, find your plank pose. Think about trying to tuck that tailbone under so that we're not doming through the hips. Instead, we're finding that nice long line through the body. Take a full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, you can either lower down by bringing the knees to the mat just like we did before, or you can find your chaturanga, shifting the weight forward into the toes and then bending through the elbows so the body lowers down in one long line. You might find your cobra like we did in our last version of the sun salutation by rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest and finding that cobra pose. Or you might straighten your arms and lift the thighs away from the ground to find your upward dog. As you exhale, wherever you are in your back bend, you lift the hips to the sky and find your downward dog. Really nice, guys. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale completely. One more time, full deep breath in. Long exhale. With our inhale, we look forward to the hands. We can either step or you might bend through the knees and then jump forwards, finding your forward fold. Inhale lifts you halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down, find that forward fold. Root through those feet. Inhale to rise up, lifting the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the heart space. Really nice. Pause there for a moment. Taking that time to reconnect with the breath. We've taken that sun salutation A 2 times, and now we're going to move through our sun salutation B, taking some of those same sequences and then adding in a few extra poses as well. So for our first additional pose, we want to bring the big toes together, leaving a slight gap between the heels. With our next inhale, we're going to bring the arms out in front of the face, sink the hips back and find our chair pose, Utkatasana. Think about sinking the hips back, but trying to keep the chest open so that we're not reaching forwards. Instead, we're reaching up and out as we sink back through those hips. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold it down. Inhale lifts you halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest, plant the hands on the ground, we step it back, plank pose, really good. Settle yourself in plank, take a full deep breath in, and then lower down, knees, chest, chin, or finding your chaturanga. Rolling the shoulders to find cobra, or finding that upward dog. Exhale to lift the hips to the sky, downward dog. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in your down dog. Full exhale out. With your next inhale, we're going to find our 3-legged dog by reaching that right foot up to the sky. Really good. As you exhale, round forward. We're looking up towards the hands, and that right foot is going to try and step up between the palms. You want to step your back foot up just slightly to bring it flat on the ground. A left toe should point to the top left corner of the mat. We sweep the arms up to the sky and we find our warrior one. Reaching those arms up, but softening the shoulders away from the ears. I want you to think about trying to square the hips off by rolling your right hip back slightly and allowing that left hip to move forwards. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale, soften the hands down, we frame that right foot. Shift that left foot forward so it steps up next to the right, forward fold. Inhale, lifts you halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down, forward fold. Root to rise, we sweep the hands up to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the heart space, really nice. Pausing there between sides. Allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears as you think about opening through the chest. Take a look down to the feet, make sure you can bring those big toes together, leaving a little gap between the heels. We inhale to sweep the arms in front of the face as we sink back through those hips. Sitting back as though we're trying to find our chair. Really good. Take a full deep breath in. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold it down, forward fold. Inhale, we lift up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down. Plant the hands on the ground, stepping it back, plank pose. Really nice, nice and strong, reaching forward through the crown of the head and back through the heels. Deep breath in. Exhale, we lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Find your back bend. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale to lift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Really nice. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale completely. With our next inhale, left foot reaches up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, we round forward, looking up to those hands. Left foot is stepping up between the palms. Look back to that right foot and just step it up slightly so you can bring that right foot completely flat on the ground with the right toes pointing over to the top right corner of the mat. Really ground through the feet and inhale to sweep the hands up to the sky, finding your warrior one. Allowing the rib cage to fold in, so you're pulling the belly button in, keeping the chest and the ribs contained, so you're really strong and tall through the upper body. Take a full deep breath in here. Exhale, float the fingertips down towards the ground. We frame the left foot. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Final forward fold here. Stay for a full deep breath in. Exhale completely. With your next inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, soften the chest down, forward fold. Root through those feet one final time. We inhale to sweep those hands up and overhead. Find as much length as you can, maybe looking up to the hands as they meet above your head. Exhale, hands come down to the heart space. Close the eyes here and pause. Taking a moment in gratitude for yourself for having taken the time out of your day to practice. It's been lovely to practice with you. This was our sun salutation flow. This is a great basis for any other flow that you might want to build on it. If you have more time, you can repeat this flow a couple more times. And if you don't, then this is a perfect full body flow that I hope has left you feeling really energized and well stretched out. Namaste.